Morning YouTube. This morning we're going to look at some camera mounting systems that I've employed on my trike here. One of the subscribers, Fred Snyder, he's asked what sort of mounts I use, or how do I mount my cameras, or do I photograph and film everything freehand. Well, I can assure you I don't do anything freehand with cameras, but there are some mounts on the trikes. In some of the videos you might have seen just recently, I've had passengers in the back seat with handheld cameras so that they can point and take photographs to whatever direction they need to do that. Of course, there's always a neck strap. Make sure the camera is secure when on board. You don't want it coming off the passenger and going through the propeller and doing some damage, because you don't want to be ending up forced landing. Here's one of the training planes leaving Maryborough now. He's just doing some circuits, probably with a student. So let's have a look at what I've got mounted on the trike in terms of camera mounts. This morning I was actually planning to add another mount as well. I have another project that I'm planning to use the trike for, so I'll show you how and where I'm going to put that. Now, one of the other things that's really important with cameras, of course, is that you typically might have flat batteries on cameras, especially the remote ones that you can't change the battery on or turn the camera on and off. Now, you can use Wi-Fi systems with GoPros to turn the cameras on and off, but you've always got that Wi-Fi system running, which will flatten the battery as well, and typically you'll get 1 to 1.5 hours of use out of a camera. I've got a system that I'm using on this camera mount that I'm putting on this morning for that camera that will give the battery pretty much more battery life. That camera will have more battery life than the fuel in the tank on the aircraft. Well, that's the theory anyway. Let's have a look, shall we? So one of the first camera mounts that I fitted to this trike, we did this when I picked it up from Victoria about 2 months ago. We wanted to get some video, and that video is coming up very soon. Waiting for 300 subscribers on my channel, and once we get 300 subscribers I'll start releasing the Victorian epic trip to bring my trike home. 1,500 kilometres flying it, of course, with a friend as well in his Sea Ray. But we wanted to film that, of course, so we had to put some mounts on the camera, some camera mounts onto the aircraft. And here's one now. This is one we actually created in a video early this year. I've just gone down to our local hardware shop and looked at what I can do to see what can I manufacture cheaply and to make it work really nicely. So as you can see, I've used a GoPro mount here. You'll see a video about that, but we can rotate it like this and we can point it anywhere immediately. Now, this is a Mark II version. I've added a knurled knob here which helps me to lock the GoPro mount here so it doesn't come off the threads on that bolt. I've also put a spring in instead of just adjusting it with a nut for tension, but the spring keeps it tight most of the time. All the time pretty much. It works very well, and some nylon washers washers. And it's just a fencing bracket really, hose clamped onto my control bar with a safety wire for to prevent loss of the camera. Anyway, and I've just noticed that wire should actually be up through this hole here. This hole means that if this breaks off here, the camera will be secured still with the bolt, so I'll have to fix that. Another camera mount that we often use, where do I normally put that one? Well, it's normally fixed to, and this was done in Victoria as well, up here. It was a very ad hoc camera mount. You might recognise it. It's just the clip that comes on the boxes with the GoPros. It's the plate that's been modified, and I've put some spongy material underneath it and cable tied it onto the strut, and that's very secure, and that points straight down into the trike like that. So that's one there. And this morning what we're going to do is we're going to affix a camera mount onto the strut here on the outside, pointing this way. Now, as I said, there's also a battery life issue. Now this camera will be running all of the time, and we're going to mount one of those battery pack booster things here so that it can run a USB cable into the camera, and that should give the camera at least 5 hours of runtime. Of course, you're going to need a big memory card now. That could be the new limiting factor. So let's fit that, and I'll show you what it looks like when I've done that. Now the thing is, all I'm going to do is put a GoPro mount here, and of course, if I wanted to, and it will be safety tethered as well, I could put one here as well, and then I could put the camera on either side. And the system that I'm using for this was actually turned out to be really nice. The system that I'm using to mount the battery onto the strut, you'll like that. You'll see it in a minute. It's available from the shops. See you soon. By the way, just thought I'd add a note. I'm starting to sweat. It's nearly 9 o'clock in the morning. The date is now the 17th of August. Here goes our training again. 17th of August. The smoke is filling the sky. You can see the haze probably. And it's getting quite warm. We're still in winter. We're nearly in spring, another couple of weeks. But boy, it's getting warm. So the thermal should be nice this morning. I'll be going up flying shortly when I've done this. Winter, eh? Not for long. Alright, the camera is now mounted, and in the interest of safety I changed the way I was going to do it. I've removed the mount from the top up here because I feel it's a more secure way to do this, and I've just transferred it down here. So as you can see, it's all secure. There's a lanyard, that's the white string there. That's actually off a Venetian blind. It's a Venetian blind cord. Now I've got a charging cable, the USB cable, coming from the battery, which is here. Now you might recognise the phone, the case the battery's in. This sponge on the back's just for padding, just to make sure it's nice and snug on the bar, on the strut here. So this case is actually what they wear when you're doing exercise, running or something, and you put your phone in it on your shoulder, on your upper arm, and that will, it's buckled and it's velcro, that will securely hold that battery there. I might have to change the way I've done it, but I reckon that's a good solution at the moment. It looks secure, should work, and hopefully we don't get too much vibration in the camera here. Not sure about these longer type GoPro mounting bracket things. I think they add more possibility of vibration. I'll just have to do a test and see how we go. Anyway, let's go and do that, and I will show you the footage at the end of this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you at the end. So I'm just back from the flight, and I hope you enjoyed the scenery that you've just seen. It's very smoky out there with all the fires and things. I'll show you a couple of snippets. Well, you've probably already seen them. Okay, so how did it go? I think it went really well. I was able to watch what the camera was viewing on my phone because I've got the Wi-Fi app connected. So camera and the phone. So I was able to look on the screen on the camera as to what the screen on the phone as to what the app was getting from the GoPro, and it was quite helpful to help me line up the shots as I flew around different items, as you will have seen. So that pretty much wraps up the video today. I think there'll be a few little changes to the way I've got things set up, not sure exactly what yet, but when I do, I'll let you know, and we'll see how the videos improve as we go. But I think we should be able to achieve some very nice video now from that system. It was quite turbulent this morning. There was a lot of thermal activity as I expected. There is a westerly wind, and typically when we get a westerly, it's a little bit bumpy. So both factors contributed to a little bit of, well, the video wasn't as stable as I liked, but today was just a test. It was only 5 knots though, so up there I was around 1,000 to 1,500 feet most of the time, and it was pretty nice, so it wasn't, you know, too bad for the video. I can't wait to see what it looks like, and neither can you, I guess. Anyway, enjoy, subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, and you'll see more videos coming of this nature, and anything relating to aviation pretty much, I guess, and flying trikes and different things, cameras, how to film, photograph and so forth, and some of the scenery that's around this area. So we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for coming. Bye. Thanks for watching this video. If you haven't already, or you are new to the channel, like the video and hit the subscribe button to stay connected for future CrayonBox flying adventures.